Hey guys!
Hi.
We finally made it! Oh, now it's going back again. Oh, no, maybe not. Hey y'all! There it goes! Hey! We finally.
Uh-oh.
That's well. Oh, it's because I have two open. Hey y'all! We should be good now. Are you there, Brittany?
I'm here.
All right, I gotta have a little bit of music for a second because it's been a little bit stressful and I need a little Oh, there's all my friends and your friends. Okay. Hey guys, give me just a minute. I need to get in my mode. I need just a minute, Britt. Don't get mad and get embarrassed of your mother. Stop.
I'm going to pray for you. It's a good song, though.
I just need a minute. I need to bring it up a little bit. Okay, I'm done. It's a little crazy over here. You know, it gets a little crazy over here. Okay. I'm back, y'all. Okay. So, I always want you guys to talk back to me. Okay, let me see. First of all, let's say hey to everybody.
Hello.
Brittany, your head's cut off, honey.
I'm here. I can see my head.
You can see?
Yeah. Can you guys see my head?
I have it on. That's because I have it on pause. Hold on. Let me get it on my actual.
Hi, Lynn.
Lynn, and your friend Alexis made it. Raise the vibes. Exactly, Tia. This case has gotten me. I'm screaming because we just had a storm coming in, and that's why I was a little bit late because there was like hail, and I'm like, oh nah, not today. Muffy is here. Muffy, thank you so much. I didn't know. I do remember you saying you joined my channel. Lynn, my girl. Oh, my boyfriend's here, Frank Meister. Okay. Let's see. Why does my own okay, I'm doing my history. Oh, because I don't have it on history. Yes, I do. Why isn't my own shit showing up? Hold on. I want to be able to watch myself on the TV so I can see your all's comments without having it up on here, and I can just be in StreamYard. But no, we can't have that. Let's make it as impossible as all. Okay. I'm going to try to highlight. I want to see if I know how to highlight. I think I can figure it out. I'm going back to the beginning, though, to say hi to everybody. We got Marv. He's here. Melissa. I'm so glad your friend Alexis made it. Vanessa. Olivia. Let's see. A lot of people coming over from Marvin Franks. I'm so grateful because I love you guys. Dee is here. Awesome. I hope Lynn, my favorite mother-in-law, Lynn, is here. But she probably isn't in chat, but hope she's listening. Mandy C made it, my girl. She's always supported us. Broken Justice is here. Life in the Red Kim. I am so honored. Like, I don't know if I can go on with the show because she's kind of a big deal. Brittany's like, I don't know these people. Oh, Brittany, you're gonna learn them. I'm gonna hit show. Okay, does it actually show on the screen?
Yep, I can see it.
I'm turning into a YouTuber. No, not really. I don't see myself ever as a YouTuber, but I have a lot of shit to share. And of course, my voices is here. She's always supporting me because she's amazing. Jill's here. I don't know if I can go on any further, though, since I know that Kim's in here because she's kind of like a big deal. Let's see.
Nice to see you, Frank.
Susan. Britt Brat. That's you. Britt Brat. That's what they used to call you when you were younger, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I called you some other shit, that's for sure.
Yes, there's a lot of names.
Don't even. Whatever. Okay. Tia's here. My Tia. She does true crime channel too. She's awesome. Beautiful. The only problem with Tia is she's a Michigan fan. That's the only problem with Tia. OH.
IO.
Thank you. I didn't know if you were allowed to like Ohio State now since, you were a WVU fan for so long.
I still am a diehard WVU fan.
Well, I'm just saying that, like,
Diehard.
You can be, I know you'll always be diehard, but I'm just saying that.
As long as it's Michigan, we're good.
Thank you. Well, I respect Michigan, but I'm a Ohio State fan. Shaman's here, and
Frank said he thought you were his big deal. He was your big deal. I mean,
you are my big deal. It's just, how you have like a creator. There's a couple creators that I'm like, oh my God, like, you're so cool. Kim's one of them. Okay, so today, those of you that are new to our channel, because we haven't been on live in a long time. A very long time. Let's see. Vanessa, listen, Vanessa, Tia.
Oh.
I'm going to put you guys in a timeout. Not literal chat timeout, just, timeout in the corner or something. Just go sit in the corner.
You could watch in the corner.
Just watch in the corner. I've never been a hard ass. Brittany, you think I was a hard ass mom?
Very.
Whatever.
Terrible.
I wasn't a hard ass.
You're good. You'd be like, you can't go out and play with your friends today because you stayed home from school. Okay, get out of the house. I want you to.
It's okay. I know you feel better. You can go outside.
I can't be in this house anymore.
Okay. So, first of all, okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm really not that person, but
don't lie.
You might see some creators in here or other people that you don't like, and that's okay. Just be cool to each other. We are relaxed around here. Just be cool to each other in the chat. We're all over 18, and I hope that you can keep it together. If not, you just can't talk. That's it. And we're actually pretty fun to hang out with.
We are pretty cool.
And we have a lot to say.
Always. I never shut up. Since I got out the womb, I've just been talking and talking.
I know.
It's never stopped.
So I'm going to tell them just a little bit about our channel, and we'll jump right in.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, y'all hit the thumbs up. Maybe someday I'll be a real creator and I'll have 1,000 subs. By the way, we're not here for money. We are here because we have a message to spread. That's why we started our channel. So that's what I'm just going to talk about. So Brittany and I started our channel. This is hilarious. Brittany, at age 8, started acting out. Long story short, she ended up actually acted out behaviorally. We found out she had mental illness. Well, they didn't call it that. And then, am I allowed to give your diagnosis?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I guess we're doing mental health awareness, so that would be stupid if we didn't.
It's pretty important.
So, when they were given her a diagnosis under 18 as major depression with psychosis because she was having psychotic episodes, but we didn't know what it was. Well, after she turned 18, they would give her her official diagnosis, and it was bipolar disorder, PTSD, and so all through her growing up, we had her father, my ex-husband. We were separated when she was 5, so we were already divorced by the time she was 6, I think. So we were already she was already in treatment, and she went through it. I felt bad as a parent that my daughter had to go through mental health therapy and be on medication at a young age, but she did. And I felt bad. I felt guilty about it until I started meeting mothers when their kids were diagnosed over 18 and they ended up in prison because the diagnosis came later. Okay. Anyway, our channel was built because we decided when she was a kid, we didn't have YouTube though yet, so we were going to write a novel about our experience um, of how we dealt with it and hopefully help other people. Then we decided, let's do a YouTube channel and we'll talk about our experience. We're not therapists. I happen to be a nurse. And then, of course, we love true crime. And we started with the Chris Watts case, which that's how I know a lot of you. And we spent a lot of time on the Chris Watts case. We ended up going to Delphi, Indiana last May for Mother's Day. Remember? It was our Mother's Day bonding. It was a Saturday, but we went there that weekend. And I didn't know a lot about it, just a little bit about it. And we got there late, as usual.
Always late.
Always late.
The family.
And feel free to step in whenever you want to. But we didn't know a lot about the case because we were still Watts, everything. Because the thing about Watts is my opinion really has never changed with Watts. I mean, a little bit of opinions change, but I always have believed and still believe there's always been more players involved. This case, Delphi, I had no idea that it was going to get crazy, y'all. So if you don't know the Delphi case, it has changed so much. So we met a guy named Ron Logan on our trip to Delphi. And Ron Logan, I didn't know him by name. I do know that the girls were found. Now I know him by name. But, oh gosh, Lynn, I'm sorry I didn't wrench you. Hold on, Lynn. I got to wrench her real quick. Brittany, do you want to tell about how you felt when we got to Delphi and you saw the sign?
Oh, yeah. That was
on the highway and you saw the sign for Delphi?
So I am a very emotional person. And
I need you, Lynn, instead of, how do I take her out of, I don't know how to fix it, Lynn. Show. Uh-oh. I think I jacked it up. Uh-oh. I don't know how to go to fix it. Lynn, say something so I can mod you. I think I might have jacked it up. Go ahead, Britt.
Oh, so I am a very emotional person. I feel things very deeply. And I've felt a very strong connection to these girls. Like they're my best friends growing up. One of them actually really reminds me of one of my very best friends growing up. And so it was really hard watching the case at first. And when we started pulling up, passing the sign, I started to cry. It felt very real at that point in time. It was before, it was just a case. And as I got closer and closer, it just became more and more real that I could feel them. And I felt like I could feel their presence. And it was just an emotional moment that this really happened. This isn't just something I've seen on TV. This isn't just a Bones episode or a CSI. This is a real people. This really happened to two young, beautiful little girls. And it should have never happened. It should have never happened this way. And it just became more in the moment, more present. And I don't even know how to describe it. It was just emotional. I could feel It just felt different. This one, it felt different. I've watched a lot of cases, and this one hits me hard.
When you're there and you see it, it's like a totally different experience.
Mm-hmm.
So we show up late. Why we were going there was they were doing a tribute walk for Libby and Abby. And all I knew is, and of course, let me tell you, first of all, the things that Brittany and I have gone through since, her entire life. I've always had a crazy sense of humor because I grew up with a mother that's a nurse. But
same.
I'm a nurse too, but so Brittany had to deal with it. And Lynn, I'm trying to figure it out. It won't let me. Why is it not letting me do anything? It's only letting me report or block. Why won't it let me mod? Can one of the creators in there tell me when I hit on those 3 dots, why the only thing coming up is report or block? No, Lynn, I need to mod you. I do need to mod you because you know why. Because
he said you have to do it from a different device. It's not your computer.
Oh, so I can do it from my phone? Okay. Hold on. Let me do this because I want to get to why we were there and what the hell happened. Because it's a great story. Okay. And what the hell happened? Okay, hold on. It's a great story. Shut this thing up. Shut up. Okay, you have to do it on YouTube. Make sure you're logged in on your channel name. I am. Okay, so all right, Lynn, let me see this. Go to channel name.
And Mars
moderator. You should be official now, Lynn. Okay. All right, so we're going there because in I had joined this Facebook group of Delphi, and I knew they were having this walk, and Brittany and I were going to go, but we don't know anyone there because again, we were into Watts, we were not in this Delphi thing yet. Hey, Alex. Yeah, add Alex too. And Tia.
Now, I had heard of the case. I had watched another creator's YouTube video before we had even ever talked about it. But it was very fresh and very new.
It was new.
Watched it.
And those of you, I know that the people that are chatting are all into YouTube. Those of you that do not watch YouTube to learn stuff, this is the place. If you're into true crime, come to watch your information from YouTube, because when you learn like on forensic files, or I should say forensic files, that's pretty cool. But like when you learn about a case like on ID or one of those, they just touch the basics. But if you go to YouTube, they dive in and you learn like about the families. You learn a lot, and there's so many different opinions, and it gets freaking crazy. Okay, so we're going to Delphi, these 2 girls, Brittany and I, and neither one of us, I don't have a gun or have a conceal and carry permit to even carry a gun. And Brittany would be terrified if she saw a gun. So we don't know these people. So the only thing we have to protect us is Brittany's like, her boyfriend at the time, she said, Mike said we can use a knife. Okay, I've never used a knife. I mean, I got butter knives, but that's all we had. I know, Frank, you're my hero. Frank saved my life the last time I went to Delphi. So this is the first time when I don't know much about it. So here we go. We both take knives on us. Hopefully we never have to use them because we don't know what to do. I mean, I guess you just push them in somebody if you had to, but at least we had something on us.
Mm-hmm. Now
we forgot about the story on the way up there. So on my way to pick up Brittany, this is before I got my brand new car.
No, please don't.
Please don't tell that story. Okay, but that is a funny.
We have to tell the story, but
tell the story. So
story.
Oh my God! So I'm in my SUV. The window in the back gets stuck down. It won't go up.
It doesn't go up.
We're going to be driving on the highway for like 4.5 hours. And you know how loud that would be? So I go to pick Brittany up. I'm like, what are we going to do? She's like, let's get some duct tape. We'll duct tape it. So we duct tape this window. Let me know if you want me to drop any links.
No.
Okay. Alex, you can drop your link. And Voices, if you could drop your link, that would be awesome. Okay. So here we are putting duct tape on this window. It's like the white trash mobile now. And so we're driving down the highway and it comes open. And then I realize, girl, we are driving in a car going out of state with 2 knives and duct tape. This does not look good.
It does not look good.
It does not look good at all. So here we are driving, and we finally get there about 45 minutes late, you think?
Yeah, we literally watched them walk across the first bridge.
The Freedom Bridge.
Yeah, the Freedom Bridge.
Not the Lone and High Bridge.
No.
But the Freedom Bridge.
We watched them walk across as we were driving under to go park, which we had to fix the duct tape first. So we were still even a little bit more.
Yes, we were. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, when we get back to the car, these people are going to see that this window is duct taped. So embarrassing. Oh my God. But we were going. No matter what, we were going.
Nothing was stopping us.
Nothing. So we made it there in the, oh my gosh, with duct tape and 2 knives. So we pull up. We finally figure out where to go. And this guy comes up on an ATV. And he's like, excuse me, ladies, what are you here for? No, they didn't say that. He said that. He said, why are all these cars here?
Mm-hmm.
I said, oh, sir, today is the Abby and Libby Memorial Walk. And he goes, well, they better not be going down to the crime scene. And I said, oh, no, you can't go on the crime scene. You'd have to cross the water. Because all I knew is that when you go down that bridge, you had to cross over to the water to where the bodies were found, right?
He also said that we weren't allowed to go down there as well.
Yeah.
We were told we were not allowed to go down there.
Remember, he was telling us that, first of all, that, yeah, he didn't want that he hoped nobody went. That was the first thing.
Yeah.
And I told him, with me being ignorant because I did not know the case, I said, you can't even go down there, sir. And he tells me, yes, you can. There's a way down there without going through the water. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. It's somebody's private property. He goes, that's my land, ma'am. He goes, you better not, you guys, or make sure they don't go down there because that's my land or my property or something like that. Well, then I remembered when I was watching about the case that the first suspect was the guy's land that, thank you, Copper Harris. Woo! So he tells us that he's, so I remembered in my head, this guy's kind of important to the case. Like, and he lives on the property. Now I want to go down there, right? So he's on this little ATV. So it's got a back on it. And I'm like, I know that Brittany and I have those knives. I'm not scared at all. So, because I knew, according to what the police had said, he had been cleared. So I'm like looking at her like, hey, do we want to talk to him about it? And she's looking at me like, don't do it, Mom. She knew exactly what I was thinking. And I don't know. Would you guys have done it? Would you have asked him if it would have been you? If he's sitting there just talking to you? He came up to us first and started talking. So I want to see if you would have done it, hit a 1 in chat.
And Vanessa, he was not a jerk at all. He was very nice.
He wasn't a jerk, but he was very stern about they better not go on my property. Okay. Thank you, Vanessa. I'm glad I'm not the only one. I'm like, I wanted to go. I wanted to know more. God. Thank you. Woofy, my girl, Alec. Okay. So I guess I'm not too crazy. Well, but I'm ignorant. So I'm thinking we're good, right?
Yep.
But Brittany's going, hell no. Like,
Mm-mm.
she's like, we're going to do anything like that. But I never asked. I was just looking at Brittany like, should we ask? And she was giving me a look like, no. And so we never asked. We went about our business. And we started walking on the trail. Well, I don't know if y'all know of the trail. Let me try to find the trail. Okay, when you go down the trail, it and you get to there where Abby and Libby were dropped off, because they weren't dropped off at the very beginning of the trail where we were. They were dropped off in front of the Mears property. And I don't want to get all technical because that's not why you guys are here, just to learn about the case. But that's where the trail veers off to two areas, and or two different trails. One goes to the bridge, and one goes down to the river or the water. So, but we didn't know because we didn't know about the case very well. So we went down to the right, which so we started going, yes, bless Abby and Libby, and I pray to God somebody will finally tell what happened, or something happens. And I'm pretty sure law enforcement knows, but I mean, if you don't have the evidence, you don't have the evidence. Okay. Yep. So we get down to this breaking point. We go right to the trail down to the right. Well, guess what? The one to the right takes you to the river. It does not take you to the bridge. So we're just trying, but we don't know that yet. So we're going. Now there's two girls on the Delphi trail where two girls were killed. So it is a little concerning to us, but we don't know that we're going the wrong way. And we meet two ladies.
Not all the way down at the bottom. We met them right a little bit before where they had the little memorial set up where they came in. So it was just a little bit before there.
Well, it was a little, no, we went past the memorial. We went down, we were heading toward, we were going down the trail toward the river. We just hadn't gotten too far. And it was a woman that was probably 35, you think?
35, yeah, probably about that age.
And then her mom, that was like 70. Nah, maybe in her 60s.
And mind you, this woman also, the 60 or 70-year-old lady, she was very fit and active. She could move.
Yeah.
She wasn't like struggling to get through the trail or anything.
So we're talking to them. We're like, oh, we're trying to get to the memorial. And she goes, oh, I didn't even know what that is. I'm like, oh, there was a murder here. And she said, yeah, we know. And she's from a different part of Indiana. So she's like, well, let's all walk together. So we walk all the way down the wrong trail to the river. And then we all start walking back together, and we're all talking like we've been friends forever.
Yeah.
We get to, there's a part of the trail, those of you that have been there, do you know, and I don't know, I know that Jen will know, but Jen, do you know where there's that cross, where the, you would cross the barbed wire. We had to push the barbed wire down to cross over to the correct trail to get over to the bridge. That's where we were. And she tells us, now she's telling me she wasn't there for the memorial. And that
I had no idea that it was even happening.
Yeah, that there was nothing happened. She was there because she had dropping her son off somewhere, and they just decided to go to this place. And then she says she knows about, as we talked to her, she says she knows about the about the girls and everything. And then she starts saying that she's in the Facebook groups of Delphi. Turn this fan off. Okay. So.
And she is also leading us to
where to go. And I'm like,
I have no idea where we're going.
But remember, when she goes, oh God, there's bones.
Yes.
And I was like, who is this lady? And she goes, don't worry, there's something bones. And it was some kind of bird, some kind of animal. And she tells us, and I'm like, okay. but she's very protective of us. I mean, she's like, just making sure we're okay. Because Brittany, I don't know if you guys know, Brittany has a cardiovascular problem, so she passes out quite often. So we weren't sure how well she was going to do on the Brittany. They said turn your volume down a little bit.
How do I do that?
Okay, go to on your laptop at where you see the little. Yours is not my. You don't have the MacBook Pro, do you?
No, hold on. Oh crap! What just happened? Cancellation.
Olivia, I don't think she's purposely lying to me. I'll tell you what happened.
Okay.
So she was awesome, actually. So I told her, I'm like, yeah, this is a big deal, this walk today. I said, there's a big YouTuber that's going to be filming and everything. And she said, what's his name? And I told her his name. I'm not going to say his name in here, but Jen knows, and everybody that was at the walk knows, and probably most of the people in here know, because he did a video on the walk, about the walk. And we're on it, talking about Ron Logan. I was going to share it. Yeah, Kate, there is barbed wire. There's like a little pathway where you can Frank said it's on the right hand corner. Click the volume button. Frank, we have Max though. That's the only thing. And see mine, Brittany, it lights up. But I don't know how yours does.
I can turn my actual volume down on my laptop, but I don't know how to turn down my speaker, like my actual microphone.
Because don't you have the MacBook Air?
I have the Air, yeah.
Are you there, Boo?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can y'all hear me? I feel like I'm yelling. Max, top right.
Top right.
Brittany, if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Alexa said on the Mac, it's at the top right under System Preferences.
Oh.
Click on Sound.
What?
Okay, they can hear me. Okay, so there is it's like a cross area where you can, where the two bridges or the two trails are not too far together. So you can cross between the two of them. But there apparently was a barbed wire fence that was up at one time. So you have to have somebody hold the fence kind of down so everybody can walk across. So she knew that you could walk across this area to get over to the correct trail to get to the bridge where we're supposed to be. And Jen, I don't know if we could show. I don't know if we can share that YouTuber's video, because I can actually show him who she was. She might be. I'm sure she's in the video, because in the video it's got
we should do that.
Telling the story when I got up to you guys of telling you that I just met the guy, and that's when you all said, "Oh, his name is Ron Logan."
I don't feel like we should show that.
Back to the story. I want to find out where my daughter is.
Can you see me?
Is she even here?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Can't tell.
Did
you figure it out, Brittany?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can't hear you at all now. Hold on. Hey, Brittany. Oh, unmute. Try it now. Try talking, Bill. You're on mute.
I'm not on mute anymore.
Oh, she can hear. They can hear you. I just can't hear you.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh God, not again. Alex, this is like when we did the thing that one night and Tia was here. Oh, Jesus, not again. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Who's on first, remember? Brittany, I'm going to remove you from the stream and just come back, okay?
Okay.
I'm adding you back in. Now talk.
Hello.
Nope, can't hear you. Mm. Now talk.
Hello.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So we get to, or she gets us over to the other side of the bridge, or not to the bridge, to the other side, to the correct trail. And we meet everybody. That was the best night, Tia. We could not get it figured out. And we were all like, can you hear? No, I can't hear. Can you hear? No, I can't hear. Okay. So here we are. That was the best ever. Oh, y'all, well, hey, you hit the thumbs up. That would be awesome because I never have that many in chat, like, ever. Like, to you guys, like 49 is like nobody. To us, like, we never have anybody come. We get like 20. It's like a big deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we make it to the bridge, and we meet everyone, and the YouTuber is filming. And I got there and I'm like, hey, we just met this guy. And he said, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, yeah, his name is Ron Logan. Well, those of you that know Ron Logan's, they all told me that Ron Logan was harmless. So I'm like, okay, cool. See, Brittany, we would have been fine. And everybody was really, really nice. And the only thing I knew is I was supposed to talk to a guy named Randy there, because he knew like what was going on. He was going to show everybody what was going on. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, cool. Randy, is there a guy named Randy here? So that's what I said when I got there. And then Randy was there. I don't know if Randy's in chat. So got to talk to Randy and just saying hi to everybody. And I tried to cross the bridge and it didn't go so well. I made it, I think, like 7 steps. Because the bridge is scary.
And mind you, this girl stayed with us almost the entire time that we are at the bridge.
So we're talking to other people, but she stays there.
She's just walking.
I don't know if she ever responded to me about if I could play that video or not. I probably shouldn't, even though he's in jail, but I don't want to be, I don't want to break any rules. So, but he got it on film with me talking about Ron Logan, and how we'd met him, yada, yada, yada. I still want to go on the property though. And so we start all walking back to the cars, and they're like, well, we might be able to see a little bit more if we go over to the cemetery.
Also, I want to jump in here real quick. She had left at one point, and we didn't know where she was. On our way back to the cars, she was waiting for us.
She was sitting at the bench. There was benches on the trail, and she and her mom, who she said was her mom, was sitting for us. Yes. And she had said, when I had said the YouTuber's name that was doing the filming, she was not happy about it. So she did not like that YouTuber for some reason. So I'm like, this lady knows more than she's saying. And all she said was that she had been in law enforcement at one time, and she knew about the case a little bit.
And she had a lot of friends.
Yes.
And she did mention things about the case. So she'd be like, no, I don't think that's what happened. She knew more than she was letting on. Like, you would say something, she'd be like, no, I think it's this way. But she had mentioned that she barely knew the case.
In the beginning.
Yes.
But then, so we got to really know her because we were talking about Brittany's heart, and that's why Brittany had to walk so slow and all this stuff. Very, very nice lady. So at the end, I felt like I just made a new friend. Marv said you can play a small clip, but not the video, not the wild video. The whole video, I think is what she's saying. It's fine. I don't have to. I can. It's okay. So Anyway, as we would go and they would get ahead of us, she would wait for us at the on the bench to make sure we were okay, because we were talking to strangers, and I think she was just being extra protective. But we really didn't catch it till later. And Brittany's like, Mom, she like followed, like waited for us for, she could have just gone and done her thing, but she didn't. So then we're all decided we're all going to go over to the cemetery. And I didn't even know about the cemetery at that time, but everybody was going over there. I don't know if Marv, did you go over to the cemetery on that trip?
I don't think she did.
Okay. So there was a group of us that were like, we're going to go over to the cemetery, because at the cemetery, it goes right to the edge of Ron Logan's property. So I was hoping to see something, because I really wanted to know. I wanted to know more about this case. Now that I'm there, I really wanted to know. So we went. However, that lady waited for us. She followed us to the cemetery to make sure we got there safely. She was really, just a really like nice lady. And it was very mysterious. And when I had asked her, we were trying to exchange become Facebook friends, and I couldn't find her. She's like, well, mine is privated, and she couldn't find me and I couldn't find her. So she had some kind of setting on her Facebook that we could not find each other and become Facebook friends. So I don't know. I think that she was some kind of I think she was there to see if there was any information coming.
Yeah.
In my opinion, now that I know more about the case. So we go over to the cemetery, and I thought it might be a good idea to try to go down the ravine from the cemetery, which now that I've actually gone to the crime scene, in March with Frank, I would have been dead, because I wouldn't have had anybody to get me back. Can you imagine me trying to go from the cemetery to go down to the cemetery to where the girls were, which I wouldn't have known where their bodies were. There's no way I would have known, because I didn't even know the case. Okay. LFT said, is the cemetery on the same side of the river that the girls were found on? Yes. The river and Ron Logan's property are both on that side of the river. And I'm going to show a video, because I actually went in this past March. I guess I should say Ron Logan died in January. His son did not tell anyone. He died in the hospital on a ventilator, and his son, they didn't have do a obituary or anything, because he was really, people always wondered about Ron Logan, just because he was like the first person was a suspect that everybody thought. Let's see. A disabled gentleman will help a beautiful lady at any time. Thank you, Frank. Frank, you are strong. You helped me get up that damn ravine. So, and I'll show the video. But the story is about the Ron Logan. So we think, they do out Ron Logan until Monday. And then Monday, we find out that the Ron Logan affidavit is released from when the probable cause affidavit to search his house. And I will pull that up and share that with y'all. Is there anybody that has not seen it? I don't want to bore all your people that have seen it. Brittany, keep an eye on that, because I'm going into my email.
Okay.
If there's anybody that has not seen it, and you want to see it.
Alexis has not seen it.
And I'm not going to go through the whole thing and bore y'all, because I know you'll be so bored. But I'll just go over like a couple big points. Oh, that's my Yahoo. Is there anybody else that wants to see it?
Kay has seen it.
Huh?
Kay has seen it.
Is there anybody that wants to see it? I'm not going over the whole thing. I'm just going to pull up a couple points to say what happened. I mean, about. Okay. I'm about to share my screen. Seen it? You can't bore us. I want to. Okay, I won't go because a lot of you have seen it. I will not. I'm not going to go over a big deal, but I will pull up just a couple points because when this came out, I called Brittany and I said, Brittany, you are not going to believe this because we totally thought like we totally had thought we were totally safe. And
You
I'm
thought.
going to tell you.
You did.
I did. But I'm going to tell you, this is how much this case changed. I have thought something different Monday about Ron Logan to Tuesday till today. Well, last night I changed my mind again. So this case has me thinking it from the time I get up in the morning to the time I go to bed. It has me bent in the head. It is such a, it changes. The players are so intertwined. I believe it's connected to another crime that happened a couple months before that. It is, Alex, we're going to get to that. Okay. I stand and I don't even know where I stand today, Alex. Okay. Let me share my screen. Tell me when you can see my screen.
All right.
And I'm going to pull up the chat in my phone so I can see y'all. Hey, Frank, what day did a law enforcement go on their Twitter page and say that that Ron was cleared? It was like 3 days before this affidavit. 2 to 4. I can't remember. Alex, Summer Wells is that way for me too. Summer Wells. I'm just pissed because I know a lot of people know who happened to these 2 girls, and they deserve justice. And it's not happened. The 14th. Okay, so this affidavit. What's the date on this affidavit then? I don't see the date. Do you see the date, Boo?
No.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, I can.
I need my glasses is the problem. I hate wearing glasses, but hold on one second.
Kat said Ron Logan had given these docs to quite a few folks long before murder sheets obtained them.
Yes. So these were leaked on Monday, but Ron Logan, I think, was trying. I think he was trying to protect himself by giving these out to people. Like, I think he was scared I don't know. I don't want to give my opinion yet. Hold on. Because I told you, Brittany, I want it to be organic.
Yes, and he said the 17th is when these were released.
Okay.
So these were given.
So on March 17th, this affidavit was signed by the judge. Okay. On March, was it the 14th?
Yes.
March 14th, law enforcement had gone out on their Twitter page, on the ISP Twitter page, and said had nothing to do with the murders, right? But 3 days later, this Nicole Robertson says, Nicole Robertson swears or affirms that she believes and has good cause to believe evidence of a homicide is located in the residence of Ronald Logan, located at blah, 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 blah. And she's a special agent with the FBI. And on February 13th, let's see, that just talks about the crime when they had died. So that would have been 3 days later. There's an affidavit saying they think he is the murderer. And this is why. His phone pinged by AT&T around 5:30. Let's see. The cell towers by the crime scene. Not triangulation where they can get precise. So I'm going, oh my gosh. Now, I don't know this precise stuff yet. I'm just reading this going, oh my gosh, Brittany, you're not going to believe this shit. Like we thought everything was fine. And oh my God, maybe we were just standing there talking to a murderer, right? And then he also had, he had gone 2 places that day, or he'd given in 2 places that he said he went. At 9 a.m., he said he went to go dump his trash, like take it to the sanitation department. And then that was like around 9-ish. I'm giving approximate times because I'm not going through all that right now. Thank you, Frank. Then he asked his cousin to tell law enforcement that he had been picked up by his cousin at 2 p.m., which the girls were alive at 2 p.m., and then brought home at 5:30 p.m. Now, those of you that don't know the case, Ron Logan was not supposed to be driving.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah.
Frank said to check your messenger.
I saw it, Frank. Thank you. So, says media reports connecting Ron Logan to false probation. Yes, okay. So he was not supposed to be driving. Well, he drove that day. But he didn't ask for an alibi for the morning when everybody knew the girls were alive. And the girls had not been found yet. Nobody knew that they were dead. So the girls were not found till noon. So around 12:15-ish. At 9 a.m. that morning, though, he was asking his cousin for an alibi before the girls were even found. But it was during the time they would have been murdered. So all of this is in the affidavit. And I'm reading this going, oh my God, he's guilty. He's guilty because I'm reading this, right? And there's a lot of damning. I mean, if you read this, you'd be like, yep, Ron Logan is your guy, because I'm reading an affidavit, but I'm not law enforcement. I don't know how these affidavits work. So there is a guy that I watch called True Crime Web, I think is what, I don't know if I where is Lynn? If you're in here, will you drop Steve's link, please? He is a retired law enforcement officer, and Steve worked like in forensics, CSI type stuff, and he was explaining in Marvin Frankmeister's YouTube channel, because they do an amazing job. I'm lucky enough to mod for them. They do a great job diving into this, and if you look, the link was just dropped to Frank and Marv's channel, where I learned a lot of information. And then she just dropped Steve's channel, who's the retired officer that just started his own channel. So Steve was explaining that these probable cause affidavits, they beef them up because they want the judge to sign it so they can go in there and check things out. So because that ping was by where the girls were found, that is not going to be surprising because he lives there. So it wasn't triangulation where they could pinpoint where he was. So he was explaining that. So when I first read this, I thought, oh my gosh, I put my daughter in danger, even thinking about going down there and all these things on Monday when I read this. By Tuesday, I'm listening to Steve explain it. And then I'm like, okay, well, I think he knows something. Just he knows who did it, but he's not the one that actually did the crime. So now this is how much this case changes, because you learn new information every day in this case, every day. And there's so many players. Brittany, where are you?
I'm here.
Okay. Now, tell me because I told you I wanted this to be organic and I didn't want you to know what my opinion is today. What was your opinion on Monday when you read the affidavit?
You actually never sent it to me.
Well, I told you about it.
I didn't know how to find it. I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
No, I told you about Ron Logan.
Yeah.
When I called you up on Monday.
I was freaking out. Because as some of you might know, if you've watched the previous video I was on, I talked about how Bridge Guy is like the monster under my bed. You know, he's it. He's the one that really, really terrifies me to my core. Ever since I watched the video by Stephanie Harlow, my TV actually turned on in the middle of the night while I was watching the video. And ever since then, I've been like really freaked out because the thing was hanging on the wall. So that he really scares me. And I freaked out because I was like, I had chills up and down my arms, absolutely terrified. Even though he's passed away, I could definitely see it. And my appointment I was supposed to have got canceled, and I spent the entire day just looking at Bridge Guy's photos, and next to my computer where I had Ron Logan's photo pulled up, and was just trying to compare as much as I could. I mean, I was terrified, especially if I met him.
Now, how did you feel about it Wednesday?
Same exact way.
But you never heard about the affidavit.
Mm-mm.
Now,
I haven't even known yet, but something about Ron Logan made me extremely uncomfortable. For those who were at the walk that day, I couldn't stop talking about it because I was so incredibly uncomfortable. It was just his demeanor and the way he was smiling. It just made me extremely uncomfortable because he's telling us, don't go down to the property while having a huge smile with his teeth, completely showing that, it haunted me to my core.
You are much. I have a problem, and Voices and I were talking about this today because she's the opposite. I can find something good in every person I meet.
I'm that way as well.
Even every YouTuber, I can find something good in every YouTuber. And I know that there are people in here that are like, oh, you find this person and this person. Yes, I can find something good in every person. So I always look through my rosy colored glasses. And I think I've always been that way. I think because my mother was always like, you have to have a kind-hearted, soft heart. That's what it was. I'm not going to raise a daughter with a hard heart, is what she would say. Now look at her. Grandma's not like that now. But that's how she was when I was growing up. So I always look at the best in people. And that is not always a good thing because you get duped that way. And you can put yourself in bad situations.
Yeah. Olivia, yes, he was very nice. But he did make me extremely uncomfortable. You know, sometimes you meet really nice people, but your spidey senses are like, this guy is not okay. You know? So yes, he was very nice, very pleasant, but he still made me extremely uncomfortable.
You were pretty freaked out. I was okay with it. I was down. I was like down. I was ready to go over there.
Yeah.
So he was. I was just upset when I read those because I was mad that law enforcement told the world that Ron Logan had nothing to do with the murders, but then 3 days later, they have an affidavit saying that they think he's the killer. And then for everybody in here that follows the case, I always thought there was a bridge guy. A bridge guy. One. There was a guy that came across the bridge and killed 2 girls. They went across the water, and those girls were murdered on Ron Logan's property when they got across the water. But now, no way. Because when I went in March and I went to the crime scene, nope, don't feel that way. Do you guys want to see my filming? It's really shitty filming because I'm not a photographer, but I did film when I went to the crime scene. Okay. I always thought Two Bridge Guy was built like a full. Hold on. Let me read that. Oop. I always thought Bridge Guy was built like a fullback football player. Strong legs, a lot of upper body strength and balance and endurance. I think whoever did this set Ron Logan up because they tried to dress like him, look like him. But I don't think it's Ron Logan. The man was 77 years old. He took 2 girls down. I mean, I know he was in shape, but damn, that's a lot. Okay, make sure I get. That was no easy feature. What happened to?
I think there was more than one person involved. I think that it's very possible he was involved and he was the one to round the girls up and get them to go. I don't think he was the killer, but I do believe it's very possible he got them down that hill.
Oh, Dee doesn't think. Well, she finds it hard to trust anything Murder Sheet puts out. They muddy the waters and rile everything up. See, I think that if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't know anything. But I respect that because that's another way of looking at it. I think you should always look at other people's opinions because I think everybody brings a little bit of truth in every situation. Because if I didn't look at Dee's comment, I would never have thought that. You know what I mean? Like I just assumed everybody thought they were good to go. You know that everybody thought they were legit. So it's good to hear other people's opinions. I learned so much every day from this case. Let's see what Sonia said. I strongly believe that we are given the power of instinct. It gets keener as you get older. Trust me, I'm old. I find mine more and more as time goes. I think you're definitely right there, Sonia. However, apparently my daughter has better instinct than I do.
That's just the PTSD.
That's the PTSD. You know what? That's true. That is true. Copper Horse. I've got to go to work. Okay. Yes, I'm waiting for tomorrow night on Frank and Marv's live at, I think it's at 8 Eastern Standard Time. They're going to drop. We've been waiting to get some information that they've found. And we had to wait till tomorrow. So Frank and Jen, Frank's still in here. We've all been waiting till tomorrow, so we are all looking forward to it. Okay, I'm going to show you all the video. from when I went back to Delphi in March, this past March. Ron Logan had passed. He passed in January. And I knew it was my only opportunity to get down there. So I brought my sister along for the trip this time. Brittany didn't go with me. So when we got to the bridge, I now that I know it, the Delphi so much more, I know how to get that. You don't have to go through the water to get there. So I decided that I was going to go down to the site by myself because my sister couldn't go. She just had a hysterectomy. So I told her, I'm like, don't be mad at me, but I'm going to go down to where the girls were found. And she's like, well, I can't go. And I said, well, I know, but you can stay here, because I knew Marv was be down there. I knew almost everybody there, so I was not worried about her. So I left her. She's in chat. Sorry, sis. And I started to walk, and then Frank Meister started following me. And then there was a girl and a couple other people that decided to go. And we went to the site, and we went down ravines, and I would have died if it wasn't for Frank because it was so steep. I can't imagine one person being able, there's no way one person was involved. My opinion of what happened is totally different after that day than it was before. So we went on March 26th. So I believed one person, a bridge guy, up until March 25th of 2022. On March 26th of 2022, everything changed. And I hope that my video will do me justice. Hold on one second. I'll pull up the videos. And Frank, I'm sorry you might be in here in some of these videos because you were down there. And my video sucks because I was just trying to get a sense of show the area.
Make sure you show that water as well. I think you see the water.
Yeah. And I kept telling Frank, there's no way they came across the water. And there's no way. Are you still see my screen?
I can just see you. I do not see your screen.
Okay. I'm pulling up videos, and I don't want to pull up Chase's birthday party. She probably wouldn't appreciate me pulling up her engagement proposal.
Oh, I can't wait.
Here's when you first come, there's a first bridge. It's called the Freedom Bridge. And that is where we went first. Am I boring y'all with these? I feel like I'm boring everybody. I get excited about this stuff. It was really interesting. Okay. Now can you see?
I can see, yes. You got a lot of pages open.
Perfect. That's what I wanted. Okay. Here's when we first got here. I look like crap, so I apologize. It was so cold. It had snowed that morning. So I didn't have like a hat, so I have a sweatshirt hat and another sweatshirt hat on.
So we are going across the Freedom Bridge in Delphi.
Here's my sister.
As you can see, we are all bundled up and going across the bridge. It is icy. It is snowing just a little bit. Here's my lovely sister, but she doesn't like to be on camera. So we're about to meet up in our group, and I'll take some more pics.
Okay. That was the first one. Oh, shoot. It took me out. Can you still see?
I can still see it, yes.
And this is Randy. He's the one that does, we went to meet the first time, and he's very sweet. Randy knows the case very well. He's a local. He lives in Delphi, and he does these walks. So that's who we went to go meet when we went the first time, I was looking for this guy, Randy, and here he is. This is the second time. And then Jen from Frankmeister or Marvin Frankmeister's channel, she's on the left. I don't know if you can even hear that.
He died last year in January.
So that's Frank. Randy.
Here today. I had a lot of people told me that.
Okay, you don't care about that. Okay, so let me get back down. I want to get to where we start crossing. They had taken here we go. This is when we got down to right by the river where the girls were found. The girls were found a little bit behind me, and I'll do I'll go around. But listen at this river. When I went there in last May, when we had met Ron Logan, the water was low because it was May and it was summertime. It was becoming summertime. So the water was low and there was almost like a little island in the middle where it was easy to cross this. When this video, I took this video, this was March. So it was the scenery was totally different than what had been in May. So this is more like the day that the girls were found or that were murdered and then the next day found. So look at this river rushing, which is how it would have been when the girls were murdered. And tell me your thoughts on if you think these girls came through the water as we've been told they did by law enforcement. Well, we assume that's what happened. I've never heard law enforcement specifically say that, but that's what we've all been thinking.
So we are here at the crime scene. I mean, when I say crime scene, meaning where the girls came up, would have been right about here in the water. It's very surreal. There is usually like a little area that has more platform, but the water is high. So the girls would have been found in this area.
Do you see all of those twigs? Like I actually pick them up and I wonder almost if that's some of the when they said they were covered up with leaves or that Abby was, I almost wonder if that's what they're talking about. Cause they're almost like a foot to 2 foot long. It's like smashed grass and hay I don't know, just watch, you'll see.
There are some trees right here. I'm not sure. Here's the tree that Gray found on his, this one. Yeah. That Gray, how he saw from when the rescuers were searching the water. And they say it's about 50 feet in. This is the, it's like a lot of pushed, I'm trying to see if I can kind of make it, it's like grassy, but it's long, but it's pushed down from the winter. It's about 30 degrees here today. And there's like some long water or trees, which I never knew about. I'm seeing the grassy area, and here's a tree that they could have been propped up on.
I don't think they were there now.
There's
at that area.
Several trees, but here is about 50 feet in, and it goes. I'm going to kind of do a ceramic view.
Ceramic.
Because there is no crime scene up anymore like there used to be.
There used to be crime scene tape is what I was trying to say.
But here we are. Wow.
And this is all Ron Logan's property.
I wanted you guys to see. I don't know if you can see the private drive from here. is, get a little bit closer down to the water, and I think we might, yep, I can see it, but I don't know if you guys can see the private drive.
Okay, the private drive, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it's right here. And that would have been the first hill the girls would have gone down from the bridge. They would have come to this private drive first. It's so steep. I would say it's about 45 degree, just like the ravine that we had to come down to get down to the crime scene. So this is like a 45 degree drop. And then there's a private drive. And then it's about another 45 degree drop from the private drive down to the, to get to the water, to the bank, about this part to the bank. Marvelous Marvin, she actually crossed the bridge, because we were trying to make a photo happen. So she crossed the bridge, and I could barely hear her on the other side of the water screaming. And so now I understand why no one heard anything, because that water, it's so loud. And now now that I've been there, I understand a lot more. And that's why it's hard for me to imagine those girls crossing that water. I mean, I guess they did. Maybe. I don't know. I change my mind every 10 minutes, but it's just like rushing.
It is right about, my finger's not gonna help you. Falling in. See it through the trees. There's a private drive that goes through. But we were not able to obviously come on the private drive because it is private property. So we came through a ravine. It's so steep.
I don't know if you guys can
I
tell.
got down, not sure how I'm gonna get back up. Got my walking stick, but that's all we have.
That's the thing. They have to say
So it kind of gives you an idea of this isn't where we came from. We came from the other side, but it's like 45 degrees, and I barely got down. So I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get back up. And that's how I met Frank, because he saved my life. He's my hero, my army hero. He helped me get back up there. It was crazy. It was crazy. But I'm glad I did it, because I understand so much more. You think you see it on TV, like, all the videos and stuff, but it's so different once you get there and you're actually walking in it to understand what the girls would have experienced.
I don't know if you can see
Coroner would have
the
found that out. You would have known about body temperature. Yeah. They never gave us. No, they're not going to. That's one of the things.
So
They're probably saying the same thing. That
I think he's a YouTuber too. I'm not sure. There was a lot of YouTubers there that day. Okay. Okay. All right, I'm back. Okay. Let's see the comments. Mom's on here.
Grandma.
Oh God. Mom, don't say something that's going to embarrass me, get me in trouble.
She said you're in trouble.
The water could cancel out screams. Can't believe you went down there. Mom, you would have done it too back in the day.
She
Mom,
would have.
You did some crazy shit back in the day. I was innocent compared to you. So there's that.
And I'm even more innocent.
Actually, I can think of some really good stories I could tell about you, Mother. I'm glad you made it back. Hey, thanks for taking care of my dog. Cynthia Morton is my mom. I can't believe she knows how to use the chat. Did you teach her how to use it on a computer?
No, she did it all by herself.
Mom, you're growing up
Growing
so
up.
fast. Mama Cindy. She's like a glamma.
That's what all my friends call her, Glamma.
Yes, drives
Or
around.
Grams, because I call her Grams. They call her Glams.
Grams. Olivia, I think I missed your comment. Okay, let me go back up. Let me go up. I missed too much of that. Fair, but what they have. Brittany, you're supposed to keep going. Help me. But you didn't, did you?
That's because Grams has my glasses.
Yeah, Mom. I'll be so glad when she has her surgery. I think it's next week. Okay. I believe he may be a serial killer. I don't know, Sean. I don't know. I don't think it's a serial killer. I think we got a group of people, is my opinion. I think it's a group of people.
No, Grams, I'm the dog watcher.
Now listen, when you were supposed to stay here with Barkley.
Well, he came here with me. He got upstairs all by himself.
Barkley
Was so proud. He ran up there before I could even grab him to bring him up.
He thought I was leaving because I was putting makeup on, so he was getting pissed off. Just, when I was getting ready, he's like, she's putting makeup on. She's leaving me. Okay. Do you think the other person, my hair is like falling off. Okay. Do you think the other person was down below, guy on the bridge and other? I think that, yes. In my opinion, LFT, I believe, or is that Tia? I can't. That's her partner. I don't know where they were located, but in my opinion, they were probably under the bridge waiting for the girls, or they were at the end of the bridge and help them. When you get to the end of the bridge, you have nowhere to go. You have to go either back on the other way to the bridge. That's what they were planning on doing. Once you go across the bridge, that's where the trail ends. So you have to come back across the bridge and then get back on the trail and go back to the parking lot. Or go down the 2 hills I showed where you hit the private drive and then the water. And I think that there was somebody either under that bridge, a few people maybe under the bridge, or a few people scattered, one couple under the bridge, one under the bridge, 2, I don't know, and then maybe 1 or 2 right at the end of the bridge. So they had no choice, in my opinion, what to do, what they could do.
Mm-hmm.
The other person was down. I think there's multiple. I think that there's probably more than 2. Let's see. I've always felt it was a local and couldn't have. I agree, Woofy. And because that bridge is scary as hell. I'm not going to lie. Like, I wouldn't say I'm afraid of heights, but I only made it 7 steps. And the reason why is there are gaps, missing trestles. So you might have to kind of leap a little bit. Like maybe it's a 3 feet gap. So you might have to leap a little bit to the next one. And you're almost 80 feet up. So it's terrifying. And I couldn't do it. I
wouldn't go anywhere near the edge.
She didn't even attempt it. She was like, oh, hell no.
I'm terrified of heights to a not normal level. I won't even jump off a stair.
Retaliations. Agree, Frank.
Mm-hmm.
What we have, they have really. Okay, let's see. Here we go. What we have they really brought to the case. We know about Anthony Schott's account and the largest scam ring in Indiana. That's true. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I will say. I believe that Abby and Libby have saved a lot of children because of this case. Um, it has busted up the biggest cheap CP ring in Indiana. Child, I can't say it on here.
Nastiness.
Yeah.
We'll just use nastiness.
Child pictures is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you look at Marv's comment, more info will be given on tomorrow's live. Make sure you're there.
Can't wait.
It's going to be awesome. Make sure you guys are all there. There's only so many seats. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
You have people fighting if there was only so many. I'd be taking someone down.
All right. I'm going through here to see if I can. More lucky.
My goodness. This storm is bad out here.
It finally stopped over here. Y'all hit the like bell. That would be awesome. Let's see what Copper Hair said. Frank Meister makes sense with 2 in prison with a small town like Delphi can't be that many murders. That's why we aren't bothered about safety because some are locked up already. Chopper Harris, do you live near Delphi? Melissa in California. What part of California are you in, Melissa? My favorite mother-in-law is from California. She should be listening. Hi, Len. Looking out at just gave me anxiety about those poor girls. I know. Thinking about what they went through their last hour of life or half hour is disgusting. And that's why they need punished. And will they ever get punished? I'm not sure. I'm starting to have doubts.
Chopper Harris had to leave. She had to work.
Oh, that's right.
I forgot too.
I'm glad I got to show it too, Olivia. I was never going to show it. I did that video and then I thought I could only share it with my family because I trespassed and because I don't like to break the law. And so I was like, I have this video, but I can't ever show it because I broke the law and you never should put it out on social media. But I did it. So here we are. The sound on the audio may have been. Actually, I think now somebody told me that actually when you go on private property, they have to tell you to get off. And then if you go back on after you've been told not to, then you have to, then you could be arrested. So there's that. Okay. Okay. Maybe tomorrow we'll answer so many questions. I hope so, Mama. Breaking the rules once in a while feels good. You know what, Dee? It did. Because I never do it. I never break the rules. And it's my mother's fault. She was kind of wild, but she never let me be wild. She had this thing, Mom, if you're still in here, she did this thing. This is how she manipulated me when I was a kid. She'd be like, you have all my trust and you don't have curfews and you don't, you get to do all these extra things that other parents don't allow their kids. But if you ever break the trust, okay, Mom's in here. Okay, Mom, remember this? Now looking back, now that I know so much about mental health, you really manipulated me. And it worked. It worked. It kept me out of trouble. But you said, I'm giving you all my trust because I believe in you. And So you don't have a curfew and you don't have all these rules. But if you ever break my trust, you lose all of my trust. And that I wasn't messing it up, man. I was like, nope. And so I always tried to stay on the straight and narrow. Brittany, on the other hand,
Hey, I don't even jaywalk.
no, but
The police officer and he laughed at me.
I never back then. Now I would raise a voice, but I never would raise my voice at my mom. I might under my breath say something after I left the room, but you,
I had a mouth.
I had a mouth too, but I didn't. But I wasn't going to let my mother hear it.
Oh, I did. But that's just because I loved you so much. Oh my.
Is that thunder?
Yeah. Could you hear
that? Was tornado, and we saw it right there on your video.
I'd just jump out my window.
Oh, thanks, Mom. Your personality was very easy to work with. Very good girl. Yeah, but I was easy, but then you had no idea what we were in for with Brittany. You have great Brittany stories. Okay.
But I never broke the law. I was a good girl.
No, remember when you were first on that first medication?
Well, that's different. That was a medication issue.
I think Grandma came to help me. Grandma lived in Florida then, and she came to help me, and you kicked her or something. And
I didn't mean to.
I know. Don't cry. It's okay. Grandma forgave you.
Shut up, you old woman.
You said, shut up, you old woman. So that you can call Cynthia Morton in chat. Shut up, you old woman. She likes it.
She does. She loves it.
She likes it. It's a family joke now. Okay, so let's tell your heart story because we're getting on time or getting out of time. Brittany has a story to tell.
So, I'm a type 1 diabetic and possibly a type 2 actually. And I was very incompetent. I did not follow the rules to my diabetes. And I ended up developing a heart condition due to my uncontrolled diabetes. And they told me at 18 that I would probably be dead in 10 years. So I'd be 28, which is less than 2 years, year and a half, maybe. And they said there was no medications I could take that would help. I could not walk through the grocery store for like 3 years, especially during COVID. If I had to wear a mask, I could not function. I can't breathe. I'd start to hyperventilate. My heart rate would spike up. My blood pressure would drop down. And it was a mess. And recently I was passing out again. And I went to my normal cardiologist who I hadn't seen in a while. And he said, there's not much that I can do but prescribe you this one medication and you can only take it during these times. And that medication didn't make me feel good. It was because if I didn't take it at those correct times and stay doing those activities during that time my medication was in my system, it caused me a lot of problems, made me feel sick, just all over gross. And so he's like, well, there is another cardiologist who specializes in your condition at Toledo Hospital and their university hospital. So I went and saw her, and we did like a telehealth visit. And she was asking me questions, figuring everything out. And then she's like, there is a medication that you can take and it won't affect your blood pressure because the issue is not necessarily my blood pressure. It's my heart rate, which causes my blood pressure to drop very dangerously low, which causes me to pass out.
No, let me explain. You explain what it is because I know you get confused too. This is the nurse in me. I can't take it. I did have the medical part right. Because of your diabetes, the nerves in your legs with all those high blood sugars, and Brittany's, we're talking high blood sugars, One time it was like 1,200 when you were in DKA.
Mhm.
So the she has ruined a lot, not purposely, obviously, but ruined a lot of the nerve endings in her legs that don't get a signal. Her brain doesn't get the signal. There's blood in her legs. So the blood volume from the heart drops into her lower extremities, her legs. And so there's no blood volume in the heart. So the heart starts pumping really fast. So Brittany's heart rate is always like 110, 160.
When I stand, and when I lay down, it runs about 104, 110.
So when she, because that, so when she stands up, all that blood is going down into her legs. So she doesn't have blood volume in the heart. And so the blood pressure drops drastically, and then her heart's going really, really fast. And that's when she passes out. So she was passing out like all the time. And then we have to wake her up. We drug her around for 6 months as she passed out. Yes, it was terrible. When she first got diagnosed, when she was 18, we found out why she was passing out, that it was her heart. We moved in with my mom, actually, because I was a director of nursing at the time, and Brittany needed 24-hour care. So we moved in with my mom because my mom and her husband, who's now passed, sorry, Mom, I had to bring up that you're now a widow. Is it widower or widow? I forget. Anyway, sorry, bring that up, Mom. Anyway, this is our sixth sense of humor, as this is how we are. This is why I was raised by a nurse, and this is why I'm the way I am. Okay, so anyway, so they had put her on a medication that was not working for her. When you're a widow, Mom, thanks. The medication did not work for her. It made her feel worse. So she couldn't go walk through the grocery store or anything like that because she was passing out. And the cardiologist here where we live was like, "Hi, at Wyoming Ventures," said, "You're the only patient I have that has this condition." And we're going, "What?" Like, and they said there's this doctor that specializes it in Toledo, which is is only like 3 hours for us. But they said they do a telehealth visit, and they said there's a medication that came out in 2021.
No, the medication had already been out. It was a heart failure medication.
It is a heart failure.
But it has just in 2021 found to be used as this medication as well for my condition. Yes. But it's already been out a long time.
So you got to remember, at age 18, this cardiologist here had said you have about 10 years left. And if you don't get your diabetes in order, they're not going to be pretty years. Mm-hmm. So as a mother and a grandmother, we had been preparing our hearts for losing Brittany all this time. And Brittany had been just trying to survive. Like, she couldn't do a lot. So we're sitting here on this conference thing with the doctor, and they're telling us, "Oh, no, there's a medication." And we're going, "What?" And then when she said, "There's no expiration date on your life," we both started crying, because that's
lost it.
We have been preparing for this now for 8.5 years. And now you're telling me there's a medication out there and my daughter's going to live? And I was almost...
I'm not going to be in pain, and I'm not going to be passing out all the time, and I'm going to be able to actually do things with my life, not just sit around the house watching movies all day.
Right.
I can go... When I heard I could go to a grocery store, that was the best news I ever heard in my life. That I didn't have to drive around in one of those little buggies, which I can't drive because I don't know how to drive a car. I had no idea what I was doing. I had to train myself how to do that. I could actually get up and walk. The first 3 days I took the medication, I was literally skipping around the grocery store because my heart rate was at 80. And I couldn't believe it. I felt like a brand new person. I was skipping around. I had some lady crying in an aisle with me because I was telling her my story. It was awesome because I could walk and I could jump and I could skip around a grocery store. I was so excited because not only am I going to have a life now, I can do normal things. I don't, when I'd go with my dad or something, he likes to go out and do a bunch of stuff. I had trouble. He recently moved and I didn't know how I was going to show up to my dad's house and enjoy myself because he has a wheelchair for me and I thought he was going to have to push me around in a wheelchair. When, he took me on a trip and they'd have to push me around in a wheelchair because I couldn't walk around. And birthdays sucked because what am I going to do? I can't go, play games or do things because I can't stand up for that long. I'd go bowling with my best friend and it would be hard. I'd be completely out of breath. I'd have to sit down like every 2 minutes. I'd have to hurry up as fast as I could to bowl so I could sit back down. Just the simple things in life I feel like I'm learning how to live again because I couldn't do normal things. I couldn't even, if I wanted to let an old lady sit on the bus something, I couldn't get up. I couldn't stand on the bus. I would have to just sit there and feel horribly ashamed that I can't get up and let some old lady sit down because if I get up, they're calling an ambulance. And
we're always calling an ambulance. And I used to we went to dinner, she'd be sitting there and then I'd see the eyes rolling back and I'd be like, oh, here we go. And I knew what it meant because it meant I knew that she was going to be out for 10 to 20 minutes. And then when she woke up, to get her up, we needed ice and to do chest rubs and that she was going to vomit. Well, when you're at a nice restaurant and you have to tell the staff that you better have a bucket ready because she's going to get sick. Yes, Mom, that cardiologist saved her life. She put all of our lives. It's been this will be the second month you've had the medication.
Yeah.
So we're on the second month of the medication. And last week I took Brittany shopping. She was, clothes shopping and bought her some stuff. And she was like, we're at the outlet malls and she was just going like no big deal. She is back to being a normal person and it is amazing.
I haven't felt that way since I was 13 or 14 because I was passing out even that young, but they always.
We didn't know. We thought you were faking it because that's you had a neurologist do that 48-hour to see if it was.
And the cardiologist even would check me out and they'd give me an echo and give me an EKG and everything turned out fine. You're perfectly fine, Brittany.
But nobody did the tilt table test. And that's how we found out. So anyway, that was Brittany's story that we wanted to share with you all. And thank you guys so much for coming. Do you guys have any questions before we go? Saved us all. Yeah. And now we're going to go to Europe. Right, Mom?
I'd be fine just going to visit my dad first.
We'll go visit your dad, but Mom wants to go to Europe. That's all she wants to do. And who knows? She's getting so old, the old woman. We got to go soon.
Chop, chop.
Come on, Ma. You said you want to go to Europe, so let's do it.
Ready to go to Greece.
She wants to go to Greece and Italy.
And Venice. I want to go to Venice.
So when am I going to get to meet your mom? Oh, you can meet her right now. Mom, say hi to Frank Meister. He saved my life.
We'll bring her with us next time. We're going to the next one.
Mom wants to go in July.
Ooh, birthday gift.
Oh, yeah, for your birthday. There you go. Oh, well, I am so glad that you guys all came and listened to what happened with Ron Logan. And you guys are awesome. Thank you, all my Delphi people. And I pray that you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend and go with love and light. Thank you. I'm trying to